Okay, this is what we've done so far. We have taken I can't remember what it's called, the wool itself that's not been colored, and it's just white. And what we did is we took some measurements. I knit one row with the needles, with the amount of stitches I'm going to use, to see how long it would be. We've done the figures, and I think we came up with 100, so I have to look at my set. Anyway, for 5 rows, we calculated and figured it out, and we have wrapped this yarn around the 2 chairs after adding up all the amounts. We have 3 different stripes. We want to make yellow stripes, orange, and white. So the one is going to stay, you don't have to get too close. The one is going to stay white, and we've measured it, so those 3 stripes in 5 rows, I don't know, it's hard to explain. That's what we did, and we wrapped it around once around the chairs, and then what we did is we measured from, and this is the beginning, and if you look here, this is the beginning. And for 5 stripes, for my gloves, it was 158 inches. So we measured from 151 from here, around here to here, and put a marker. So that's going to be my orange stripe. This length of yarn is going to give me 5 orange stripes. Then we wanted to double that and make the yellow, orange, yellow. Now we're going to have orange stripes. The orange in the middle is going to be double the length. So that's going to be, what did I say, double of that, which is going to be 316. So we measured from here all the way down 316. And that took us to here, to this edge. So that whole thing is going to give us a stripe of 10 rows of orange. And then from here, we have 158 again. So we're going to go from here to here, and this is going to stay natural to here. So that's what we're going to do. And that's what we just did. It took us a good hour to do it. We did both gloves. I'm a little confused, but you know, sun does it to you. So that's what we're going to do now. And I've tied it off at little spots because we've got lots of yarn to work with. And when we put it in the water, it's going to turn into spaghetti. It's going to be really hard to maneuver. So we've tied it off at little spots, and it should be good. We're going to take it off the chairs now. We're going to head into the kitchen and work with the microwave. Okay, what I've done is I've tied it off as I showed you outside, and now we've put each skein, I put it in its own bowl just because I'm worried about getting them mixed and tangled, but they're in a little bit of warm water. If you can you see? I don't know what you can see. I put it in warm water, and I'm going to let it sit for a good 10 minutes. Just sit in regular water. We'll go to the next. We've now tied up the yarn, and I've put different ties in different colors, showing what portions of the yarn gets tied. And now I'm soaking the yarn in warm water for about 10 minutes. I'm going to let these soak. In the meantime, I'm going to get my Kool-Aid ready. So these are ready to go. Here we go. Okay, we're not quite sure how to do this. We're just going to experiment. We're kind of having fun. Please don't do that. You're going to. We have 4 packages of yellow lemonade, and we have 4 of orange. What we're going to do is, my assistant is going to do this for me. Each one, that's all right, you don't need to see. Each one of those goes in here. And then I'm going to use hot water, pour hot water over it, which I don't have. And we're going to dissolve that. So we're going to dissolve the 4 packages in the water, and I wonder if it would just be enough. We're just going to try this and see if it's enough. Good, good, good. If you want to stir that up.
Oh, that looks yellow.
Looks quite yummy. It smells wonderful. That's why it's fun to do this. There you go. While you're stirring.
How many?
4. 4, because we've got the 2 yarns, and we want it to be colorful. We don't want it to be not so colorful.
I thought we were doing both separate.
We're doing them together.
So that's going to be the orange.
Okay, we'll throw that away.
We both do it in So
There you go.
one is the orange and one is the yellow.
Okay, and then this is all, is this dissolved? Pretty good. Stir it up until it's dissolved. We don't add anything else to it. And I'm going to stick it on the plate. And then we have to take my spaghetti.
Hey,
Here's my spaghetti we rinsed out. Yeah, later we're going to do both. And we've got to find the markings. This is kind of crazy, but because we've tied it, it's actually not too messy. Now the yellow starts, okay, I have untangled it, and so the one part that's going to be yellow is now going in the water, and I certainly hope I got this right. Confused. Nothing new. Okay, and so that's going to go in the water, this part, to here. And then the rest of the yarn I'm going to pick up, and if my assistant could help me in the back here, just very carefully I'm going to just kind of wrap this around the bottom here. And I tried to get a decent sized bowl, but okay, and then we're going to do that with the other one, and as you can see, the color's already coming up, and then we have to do that with this one. Okay, so let me untangle this really quickly, and then we'll be right back, and we'll put it in the microwave. Okay, now we've put both of them in the yellow. We've microwaved it on high for 2 minutes and let it sit in the microwave. Sorry, I'm playing with my microphone. We've let it sit in the microwave for 2 minutes, and I'm going to take it out and kind of squeeze it out as I go. It's cooled off a bit. And the funny thing is, one of the strands, I think the strand I put in first is darker than the other one. The other one's a lighter yellow, but if you look, there's no more Kool-Aid. There's no more color in the water because it's been taken up, whoops, by the Kool-Aid. So we're going to do the same thing with the orange and, yeah, the color, the Kool-Aid. Okay, so we're going to dump this out because this is now clear water, and we're going to do the orange in the same way. We'll show you when we're done. Okay, so what we've done now is I have separated the orange parts. Here's the rest. And the funny thing is I put one yellow in a little bit earlier than the other one, and you can see the difference. It's wet, so it's darker, but you can see the difference between the two yellows. And now we've dissolved all of the Kool-Aid. This time we're going to put them both in at the same time. We're going to drop the orange parts in, and I'm going to use a spoon because, oops, sorry, cameraman. I'm going to use a spoon because I don't want to use my fingers again. I've used my fingers already and got a little orange on them. Okay, and I like it to bleed into the yellow a little bit because I think it's kind of fun. Stir it up. It's orange spaghetti soup. Can't wait to see what this one looks like. Hopefully it'll take all of the color and they'll both be the same orange. These are going to be very interesting gloves. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave for 2 minutes on high, let it sit for 2 minutes, and we'll take it out and we'll show you what it looks like. Taking it out, we've taken out the orange, and I love the color. I think it looks, excuse me, my voice is going, but I love the color, and I'm not quite sure if all the color came out or not. Look at that awesome orange. My least favorite color, but I love it here. I think it's so cool. And so what I'm going to do is I think all the color's in it. Not sure, but I'm going to stick it back in for another 2 minutes just to make sure. So I'm going to stick this back in, and when we pull it out, what I've decided is, looking at the two yellows, the one that's sucked up more of the Kool-Aid looks so much brighter. We're going to do the yellow for the one one skein one more time with yellow Kool-Aid just to make sure. So we'll be back in a moment. Sorry about the cutting up, but that's what we have to do. We're going to heat this up for 2 more minutes, let it sit for 2 more minutes, and then we're going to do the yellow again. All right, so we'll be right back. Okay, now we've taken this out, and it's really kind of cool because you can see there are different spots of white in there too a little bit, which is kind of cool. And I'm going to squeeze out the water as I go through, and it is a vibrant orange. Oh, it's so cool. And as you can see, my water is clear or white or whatever. I'm not quite sure what's left in that water. Do I want to know? No. So I'm going to squeeze out the water, bring it over the sink, and our candy corns are forming. I'm going to take this out. refill it, and you can't see me right now, refill it with warm water. Not too much this time because we only have one package of Kool-Aid. We're going to do another lemon. Thank you to all my fabulous viewers who sent me Kool-Aid because this is fun. Am I not right, cameraman? He's shaking his head. You can't see him, but he is. Now, I'm dissolving this in the warm water. And without you guys, I am going to decipher this mess here. Try to find the bright yellow, the light yellow portions. And I'm going to hang the other ones out, rinse them out, and hang them outside so they can dry. And we can reskein them so you can see exactly what it looks like. There you go. Actually, we'll come back and show you what the yellow looks like. There's the water. And we'll come back when we're done. Okay, we've done this now. Another 2 minutes. We did it actually for 4 minutes because it didn't look like the water was all that clear. But now it is. Look at that. And it is super hot. It's very hot because it was in there so long, but the color is much better and that water is clear. And that's the yellow yarn we have. So we're going to go squeeze this out, hang it in the backyard, let it dry in the sun, and then we'll ball it up so you can see. But that's the color wet. It's always a little bit darker when it's wet. But that's what it looks like. So, oops. Not doing too well. But anyway, hot. This is what it is. We'll show you more later. There's our pretty mess.